Hi, I'm Milana.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Rachel.
And welcome to Dialogue Box. What is Dialogue Box, and what is our story, and why should you tune in? I'll start by telling you my origin story, and what happened to me, and what moved me to do this. In 2015, I moved to Florida with my family, thinking that I would always carry pieces of my past. I got to Orlando, and surprise, my movers just never showed up, and they never did. So they ran off with everything. They stole my bed, my computer, heirlooms, photos. My whole past was basically obliterated. And before I could even process this drama, hooray, school is in session. It's the first day, the typical scene, no welcoming smiles, blank apathy, nobody will sit with the new kid at lunch. I felt really alienated, I felt really small, and the same way you feel when you're adjusting to a new environment. It was just really difficult for me to feel heard. And so I'm not an expert in mental health. The only real experience I have with giving people advice is I was certified as a peer mediator in middle school, which definitely, again, does not make me an expert. But I think that sometimes just getting advice from relatively impartial peers, or maybe people you don't even know, can prove extremely helpful. And that's really what we want Dialogue Box to be for. So, send us any question that you're grappling with: college admissions, parent issues, interpersonal conflicts, social anxieties, whatever's on your mind, and we'll open that dialogue box to the community. So let's start talking.
So just to say something about me, from a young age, when I was in elementary school, I always struggled with learning how to manage my anger and my emotions. I went to therapy and counseling, and eventually I did learn how to improve my relationships and communicate better, but for a while I did struggle with that. So I think it's important that people learn how to communicate more effectively with their peers and build better friendships. And I think that's something that's really important, especially, being teenagers at such pivotal points in our lives.
So I'm just going to share a little tidbit of my story as well. I kind of have a weirdly diverse background in regards to bullying. I was once a bully, and I also have been bullied, and I understand the cycle of being mistreated and then also mistreating others. So I was in theater for a really long time. I grew up in this entire collection of people that I literally met when I was in 3rd grade, and then I was still really best friends with them in 8th grade. And it was such a weird atmosphere to be in those theater rooms where you were completely yourself, your complete zany self, and you were just crazy and obnoxious. And then getting into school, it was like you had to completely shut down in order to fit the social standard of what is accepted. So a lot of my friends, they used to love wearing crazy socks, and when we got into high school, it was I have to stop wearing them, that's too mature and everything like that. And I'm not saying that personal growth is not beneficial, but I feel like it was upsetting to see all my friends kind of have to change to not be made fun of. And so I was considered a very loud person. I was very obnoxious, and not in a funny way, just absurdly annoying. And I get it. I mean, I was really young, but I definitely felt like people were making fun of me a lot because, my laugh is obnoxious as well. So I changed my laugh when I got into high school. I was I'm not going to be that annoying person anymore, because I definitely felt isolated from certain groups of people that couldn't take me seriously. And so I changed a lot of parts of myself that I don't know if it's exactly healthy to do so. So I started being more quiet, kind of shutting myself off against others, just trying to be this intellectual, reading books. I mean, again, there's a fine line between whether that's even healthy or not, but I kind of felt like I was just changing myself to fit in with the standard. But then also, with this growing tension within me, I didn't really care to think about others. So there's a lot of times that I was insensitive to other people's emotions. So all through middle school, again, I'm a zany person. I kind of always wanted to be the center of attention, and often that left me dropping friends who weren't as interesting or intriguing to me anymore. So I had friends that were kind of shy, and I would exclude them. And that's definitely the wrong way to handle my emotions. And I lost friends in the process. And I think I've grown, and I think I've been on each spectrum of the table, kind of saying, okay, I've been the one that has been subject to, mockery, but I've also been the one that has used those, unpleasant emotions against other people. So I think it's really important, especially people going into high school, kind of grounding yourself, stepping back, ruminating on who you are, who you want to be, and thinking, how do I really affect others? I think that's how this whole arc has brought me, is that initially I didn't care about other people's emotions, and through kind of just stepping back and understanding who I am, I've realized that you do have a profound impact on others. And I know that it's sometimes hard to be self-aware when you're really focused on yourself and who, all the things around you, but I think just kind of like meditatively, I don't know if that's a word, but just kind of stepping back and caring about others is really important. It's very virtuous in this world. So this whole program, I think, is going to be really beneficial for people who kind of don't know how they impact others, want to understand other people's plights and emotions, and people that have been going through stuff that is really unpleasant and stuff they shouldn't be going through at their age, that need kind of a grounding point, some advice. I think that's really important. So that's kind of why I'm here. That's kind of why we're all here, to talk to you. Again, Milana mentioned that we're certainly of no, we're not on a pedestal of intelligence or wisdom. We're definitely not, perfect in any way, shape, or form. But I think that it could offer something to you as people getting out of high school, people moving on. We've learned a few things.
Yeah, we have our own experiences to offer you, for reference. But this is going to be a highly engaging channel. We're going to want to, see your engagement and, opinions on the content we're releasing and things like that. So on the subject of how to engage and talk to us directly. So obviously you can always leave a comment down below on new videos you want to see, a question you want answered if you don't mind it not being anonymous. And then we'll also have our Twitter and Instagram pages linked down below, both the username dialogue box with a 0 as the O. And this is where we'll have, Instagram stories, first of all, where we may have polls or somewhere where you can submit an anonymous question. And then our DMs are always open once again. And then our Twitter page will be for the broader context of taking surveys and anything else pertinent to the channel.
Sophia had a lunch date. She's apparently a very popular person. We only could secure her for an hour.
Yeah, but you'll definitely see her again on this channel, so it's not the last time she'll be around.
We're gonna remove her. This is the last time that you'll see Sophia on this channel. It's over. So the reason as to why we kind of started this, other than our personal convictions about the topic, is that we saw a growing need in our own high school to just kind of have this collaboration, to have this collaboration with students. And I think that we tried to get it through administration, but it wasn't efficient enough. I feel like this is a better platform for communication. Obviously, people are on the phones a lot. So that's kind of like how we got here.
So just to really hit the ground running, we would really appreciate it if you were to leave a like and comment down below. Anything you want us to discuss, and subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications on, and check out some of our social media pages. Bye, see you next week.